Betrayal is a personal, intimate pain because, by definition, the source comes from someone in a position of trust. Having a child suddenly go missing ranks among all parents' worst fears. Albert Stauch had surely experienced countless emotions in the 24 hours since he had learned that Gannon was missing. Now, having searched French Elementary's parking lot and not finding Letecia's Tiguan, he knew that his wife was lying to him. Whatever had happened, Letecia's car was important and it needed to be found. When asked by detectives what his goal was in looking for it, Albert said that he had hoped to find the car and that Gannon would be inside. It's a chilling statement because during the time Al was saying this, Letecia was at the Colorado Springs airport retrieving her car with Gannon's body in the trunk and driving to a remote area to dispose of him. For now, Albert called Detective Bethel. Through tears, he told her that he had more information he needed to tell them. Meanwhile, Letecia tried to ease her paranoia, seeking constant information as she attempted to retain control of the situation. In spite of her best efforts, Albert continued to talk to the police. And as for the police, they had not simply written off Gannon as a bath salt snorting juvenile delinquent. This was turning into a real investigation. She had in her possession Gannon's body. In an act as cruel as his murder, she was en route to dispose of his body in a ditch along a rural road. 6:35, Letecia tries to call Albert. No answer. He texts him, "I need to talk to you. And why is Lena still with Harley?" "Hello, this is important." 6:37, 2 more calls to Albert, unanswered. 6:39, 3 more calls. Albert does not answer. "Letecia, you're supposed to be my teammate, and we need to talk. And where are you? I don't know what's going on with you, but Harley is going to need to leave, and she said you came out and left. Albert, they were asking bad stuff about you. That's why I said a lawyer. Where are you? Did you do those things?" 6:56, Letecia calls Harley, 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Letecia then drove the rented Kia Rio into the airport and parked it in short-term parking. She retrieved her Volkswagen Tiguan and Gannon's body. 7 o'clock, she leaves the airport and tries once again to call Albert with no answer. 7:01 to Al. "Why are you ignoring me and going get Landon? I've been home to meet you like you said. I've called and called. I called the lady and told her you are now missing off the face of the earth and was supposed to going to get Landon, and you were supposed to go and get Lena, and Harley said you left, and I went there and you weren't there." 7:03, Letecia calls Detective Bethel for 3 minutes and 52 seconds. 7:17 to Albert. "Well, Harley was supposed to help me meet this team. I do know where you are and got worried. Sorry, I just wanted to be with you afterwards." What Letecia did not yet know is that when Albert uncovered her deception and alerted law enforcement to it, deputies were sent to the residence to collect Lena, to attempt to collect Harley, and to secure the home while a search warrant was created and signed. 7:21, Harley text, "Someone is here." Letecia, "Who?" Harley, "I don't know. People with badges." Letecia, "Don't poke." Corrects it to open. Harley, "Okay, now they're knocking. They're leaving, I think." Letecia, "What the hell? Who is that?" 7:25 to Albert, "I'm looking for you. Are you okay?" 7:26, Harley continues, "I don't know. Their car is still here. Someone with a no caller ID called me. I didn't answer. They left a voicemail. It was a detective left a voicemail. Letecia, what did he say? Harley, he just wanted to talk to me and to open the door. Letecia, what? Why do they want to bombard you? Harley, I don't know. How did they get my number? Now they're looking in windows. They're at the door saying sheriff's office. 7:33. Al is now back at the sheriff's office doing his second interview. In the first interview, Albert basically spoke about Gannon the entire time. The problems in his marriage did not come up or seem relevant. Now, Albert suspected Letecia was involved. As Albert sits alone in an interview room, waiting for the detective, he leans forward, with his head in his hands, and can be heard on the recording whispering, "Please, God, tell me it isn't true." When Detective Mark Riley joins him, Albert fills him in about the car, the lies, and Letecia's text claiming the police were talking badly about him. Albert learns that Letecia is lying about that as well. He tells Detective Riley, "I've been borderline wanting to get out of this for a long time because of shit like this, being lied to nonstop." He tells the detective their history about Letecia's manipulation, the faked pregnancies and burglaries, and sexual harassment claims. He explains his panic. Quote, "It's my son and I'm freaking out because he could be in the back of her car somewhere. I hope not. But that's all I can think about. Is he in the back of her car? God knows where, in a pond or something." 7:37, Letecia to Al. "Well, I'm going back home." She then calls Harley for 10 minutes and 15 seconds, and then again for 6 minutes and 48 seconds. At this point, everyone is looking for Letecia Stauch. Deputies drove around looking for the black Tiguan. They even drove through the airport parking lot, but just didn't get there soon enough. Deputies continued to knock on the door at 6627 Mandan Drive, but Harley had been instructed not to open the door, and Harley followed her mother's command. The deputies were not leaving without Lena, though, so they patiently waited outside. 7:59, Letecia placed her phone in airplane mode before driving to Douglas County, to the same S-shaped curve she had scouted between Petco visits the day she murdered Gannon. For now, she would hide Gannon in the suitcase there. She took out the suitcase, as well as the piece of particle board she had placed it on to protect her trunk, and left them both on the side of the road. During this time, Detective Riley had the idea for Albert to place a pre-text call to Letecia, for him to call her and have it on speakerphone for the detective to hear and record. But Letecia's phone was in airplane mode, so the call did not go through. Albert also tries Harley's phone, saying that it is common for Letecia to ignore calls on her phone and then use Harley's pretending to be her. But Albert calls Harley several times with no answer. Albert texts Letecia at 8:16, "Call me." 8:24 through 8:29, Al texts Harley, "I've been calling." Harley responds, "People are here." Al, "Who? Answer me, please." Al tries to call Harley, but no answer. She texts back, "Detectives." Albert, "Where's Lena? Is Landon there?" Harley, "Here and no." Albert, "Okay." At 9:15, Landon tries to call Letecia, but her phone was still off the network. 9:22, Albert texts Harley, "Harley, question mark, question mark." But she no longer responds to him. 9:46 p.m. marks 48 hours since the filming of the burn video. Letecia has been awake at least this long. 9:49, Letecia has left the S-curve. She pulls into a strip mall parking lot and connects to the Wi-Fi at a Hilton hotel. She parks at a Starbucks for about an hour, leaving her phone in airplane mode, but on Wi-Fi. She attempts to find out why detectives are at her house and what is going on before she drives home. She FaceTimes with Harley for 6 minutes and 33 seconds. 10:02, she searches colorado.gov CBI Amber Alerts, and she looks through the current alerts to see if she or her car have been listed. Harley testified that her mother told her to leave the house and to come meet her. Letecia told her to just leave Lena, but Harley didn't feel comfortable doing that. She didn't want to leave Lena alone, so Letecia said, take her to a friend's. Harley was instructed to say nothing to law enforcement and to not tell them where she was going. If they asked, she was to lie and say Starbucks. 10:03, Harley text. As soon as I opened the garage, they stopped me. They were hiding out. Letecia. Wow. Harley. Yeah, but I think I'm allowed to leave. Letecia. Why wouldn't you be allowed to leave? Harley. I don't know. Letecia. I want my dogs and you. Harley. At first they wouldn't until Lena got here. Letecia. Until Lena? Harley. Until people took Lena. Letecia. Who took Lena? Harley. Detectives. Letecia. Why did they take her? Harley. I don't know. Letecia. Is she back? Harley. I told them I'm not going anywhere or saying anything. No. Between 10:04 and 10:08, Letecia. Just keep saying that. Tell me what the guy says at the door. Harley. Okay. Letecia. Has any other family asked where I was? Like, our family? Harley. Grandma. She asked if you are okay. Letecia. Does she know they set me up? Harley. No. Letecia. Is it on the news that they are wanting to talk to me? Have to get an attorney fast. You there? Harley. I don't know. Letecia. What's the guy saying? Harley. Nothing, just taking pictures. Letecia. Of what? Harley. The entire house. Letecia. What's Landon been doing? Harley. She's not here. Letecia. Trying to get back with Albert. 10:11. Letecia. Who's there? Harley. Just me. Letecia. I've been set up. So just you and Albert? Harley. No, just me. Letecia. Where did Albert go? Harley. And dogs. He hasn't been here. Letecia. Why is there a detective with you, an underage minor? Harley. I don't know, but I'm asking if I can leave. Letecia. Tell them that you are uncomfortable with these men. Harley. Okay. Letecia. If you need to, call 911 and tell them they are making you stay there. 10:16. Letecia texts Al. Why? Tell them one of their own met me and told me what was going on and how you turned on me. I can't believe you. I'm not stupid. They said for you to say that. It will come out that I'm being set up. I knew you were lying this whole time this afternoon. It has already been leaked to me. Makes me thankful there are crooked people in the blues who is working just as hard pushing back secretly. Between 10:17 and 10:21, Letecia to Harley. Hello? I don't like you there. Harley, I don't like you by yourself. 10:23, Harley FaceTimes for 16 minutes and 15 seconds. At 10:24, Albert is still doing his interview at the sheriff's department and has shown Detective Bethel these strange texts that his wife is sending to him. At 10:45, Letecia texts Detective Bethel. What do you want from me? Because I have nothing. One of your very own leaked to me what you guys are doing. I did nothing and or am being set up. I'm not really even sure, other than I'm being told by another blue with El Paso. I was told I couldn't go home to sleep. And on top of that, men were sent to a home with a minor female and forced to stay there, not to even leave for food. Every conversation that is said, even at this moment, I can hear inside. What do you want from me? After reading that text, Detective Bethel instructed the deputies who were currently searching the home to unplug the Wi Fi router or any device they saw, such as an Alexa. 11:39, Bethel. Come in to talk to me. I would just like information to find Gannon. 10:52 through 11:31. Harley tries to call and FaceTime her mother. There's no answer because Letecia is driving again, so she's disconnected from the Wi-Fi and her phone is still on airplane mode. 11:42. Letecia connects to a Wi-Fi and texts Detective Bethel. My life is being ruined. Am I able to go to my home? I have nowhere to sleep. You said you asked me questions already. I tried to call. At 11:51, Letecia FaceTimes with Detective Bethel for 3 minutes. She remarks in her notes that it's dark, that she didn't want her face shown on camera. At some point during Albert's second interview, Landon Hyatt and her brother Brandon Bullard arrived and took an Uber from the airport. Landon called Albert and asked where Lena was, saying that someone needed to be at the residence and if Lena Stauch was at the house with Tisha. Albert informs her then that a deputy went to get her. Landon then says, I should have followed my freaking gut. I should have called you, Albert. Well, I'm just going to let you know. My son, if he is found, we're going to have a situation. And we are going to go to South Carolina, and you can come with us. My son needs to be found. He's probably been dropped off somewhere. I'm telling you what's happened. She's probably planned this, and she's dropped him off somewhere, and my youngin's out there in the cold. The bond between parent and child, that sensation referred to as mother's intuition, was sadly accurate for Albert and Landon that evening. The love for their son and their hope looked for any explanation where their little boy could still be found alive and well. Landon would later say that she thought it was an elaborate plan for Letecia to hide him somehow, and then later she would miraculously find him and play the hero. Neither parent could have imagined the senseless, cruel brutality committed against Gannon. Not at that point. But Letecia's own behavior began to cement everyone's suspicions. Letecia was parked near the Massage Envy, where Harley worked, connected to a Holiday Inn's Wi-Fi. Harley was en route to meet her mother, under the impression that they were going to stay at a hotel. She testified that her mother was paranoid. She told Harley the detectives separated and questioned her and Albert, telling one another that this person said this person did that, to see how they would respond. And that's why she felt she was being set up. After giving interviews, Albert, Landon, Lena, and Brandon returned to the Stauch residence to sleep. At midnight, Letecia to Al, are you able to talk now? Harley would like to get all her things because she has to work and start school, and she has nowhere to go. And she was left there with men. I tried to talk to you forever tonight, and you ignored me. You have all this wrong. You told some dude what I was driving. For what? I have talked to everyone. You left her with Lena there and wouldn't tell her anything, wouldn't talk to me. I thought something was wrong. Now you bring your ex to our home and refuse to talk to me? This is all wrong, and you have this wrong. I have paid for my share of things at my home. This is stupid. Albert, I'm not refusing anything. This was the plan. There is so much you are withholding from me, and I see that now. Please do not come back here tonight or at all until you are ready to talk. Letecia, it is my home, and I am. You can't kick us out. I have nowhere to go. Harley has nowhere to go. The utilities are in my name. Al, do not come here and cause problems. Where are y'all then? Where is Gannon? Letecia, I'm not coming there to cause problems. I own over half the stuff there. Al, take it. Letecia, so you don't want to be my husband? Why? Why are you doing this? I will talk to you and only you. Call me first. Hello? Albert, it's cold. It's not what you think. I don't know where he is. I am your spouse, and you have your ex-wife in our home. It was not the plan. I said I would talk to you. Albert, no, my missing child's mother is here. Come talk then. Letecia, I have every right to be at that home. Al, but it better start with the truth, or I'm calling the detectives. Letecia, what are you talk about? Truth about what? You can't call detectives on me speaking or not. I did nothing. Hawking, call me. Al, I'm home. That's all I'm worried about right now. And my boy. Mom is on the way. Letecia, I have sympathy, but you are turning on me. And the other guy who told me what they said to you, I want to sleep in my bed with my dog, and Harley wants to sleep in her bed. It's my home. There is no law that prevents me from sleeping in my home. Al, yep. Letecia, so can we sleep at our home? We are outside with our dogs. This is ridiculous. 12:50. Letecia, hello? Al, where? Letecia, where is everyone going to be? I want to sleep in our bed. Al, I don't care. Letecia, our dogs need to go out. You said to talk to you, and I asked, where is everyone going to be? I need to sleep. Al, Landon is with Lena. Brandon is on the couch. Harley has her suite, and you get the bed. Letecia, and your mom? Al, her and Becky are in G's room. I need the truth. Letecia, what time are they getting there? Is anyone going to say anything to me? Al, nope. I need the truth. 12:53, Letecia tries to call Al. 12:53 through 12:56, Letecia. So, what exactly are you doing if I come in and go to bed and don't bother you? Al, I'll be on the couch. Letecia, okay, and everything is all good and no one is bothering anyone? Al, you need to tell me the truth. Letecia, see how you don't accept the truth so I can sleep? Al, sleep all you want. I need the truth. Letecia, where is everyone going to be while we are walking in? Al, in bed. Stop dodging. I need the truth. Letecia, I'm asking you, is everyone in bed so we can come? Al, yes, except for Mom. She isn't here yet. Truth? Letecia, what time is she getting there? Al, 20. Letecia, okay, so how long before they will be in bed too? Al, whatever. At 1:04 a.m., Letecia's phone connects to the Wi-Fi at KFC. At 1:04, she writes, "We will be there. Please don't let anyone bother our dogs. Will you let me know when she is there? We can wait close by. Albert, I have to work. I'm not being paid out. At 1:15 a.m., Letecia to her friend Dietra Moss. I came back home because they said they were doing that to see, but it's still sketchy. I can be here. I have to leave soon. I can't take being a punching bag anymore. I should have left last week when I said it. At 1:17, Letecia to Al. I'm trying to talk to you. I asked one simple request to let me know when everyone is in bed because it's cold and the dogs need to go out. At 1:23 a.m., GPS data confirms Leticia's phone was near the residence. Letecia to Al. We are outside if you want to talk. She then tries to call him twice. Letecia cowardly sneaks into her home, avoiding the loved ones of the little boy she had just disposed of like garbage on the side of the road. She went to her bedroom, and Harley went downstairs to hers. Letecia and Harley continued to text message. At 1:36, Letecia to Harley. Is Chance okay? Harley. Yes. Letecia. They tore up my clothes and went crazy in here. Threw my stuff everywhere. This is typical Letecia manipulation to create the us versus them mentality with Harley. Police photographed the bedroom as they found it, and nothing was messed up. Harley replied, Wow. Letecia, your stuff? Harley, it's fine. Letecia, and what did the downstairs look like? Harley, I don't know. It's dark. 1:42, Letecia to Al. You felt the need to destroy my closet? Albert doesn't respond. At 1:46, Harley asked, Should I lock my door? Letecia, yes. Harley, okay. At 1:50 a.m., Letecia forwarded a voicemail to Albert. Earlier, while she was speaking to detectives, Landon accidentally called Letecia, and it left a voicemail. So Letecia heard a portion of the conversation with detectives. He sent it to Albert and texted, So this was on purpose? I have a few voicemails of her talking crap about you working all the time and the kids not getting love. 1:51 to 1:54, Harley. You and Sadie can come sleep down here with me if you want. Letecia. I honestly don't want to walk around them. Sadie has to go out so bad. She is at the door begging. 53 hours from the filming of the burn video. 53 hours of no sleep, a murder, cleanup, the body disposal, and 53 hours of pretending to be a concerned stepmother. And although Letecia was finally alone in her bedroom, in a quiet house while everybody else was asleep, Letecia still did not settle in. She still had work to do. The seeds she had planted for law enforcement were just not taking root. Gannon was still being viewed as a missing child rather than a delinquent runaway. The seeds she had planted for her husband, the mysterious older kid on TikTok, and the leads of supposed Gannon sightings were all falling apart. This was becoming an actual investigation with actual detectives. People were paying attention, posting comments on social media, starting to be suspicious of the current story. It's Crime 101 that changing your story is how one becomes a suspect. But what choice did she have? She needed to change the narrative. She needed sympathy. If Gannon was being seen as an innocent victim, then she needed to be a victim too. This was the year 2020. The Me Too movement had taught the world to believe all victims. And if Albert had the audacity to turn on her, then two could play that game. Albert had been with her earlier at the Starbucks interview with detectives. She could now say that she was simply too scared to tell the entire truth in front of her husband. But now she was willing to tell the real story, that a bad man attacked her, sexually assaulted her, and kidnapped poor Gannon. She crafted her new story, woven around the details that were already known, but included protection just in case, in her rushed cleanup job, she had maybe missed some evidence. When Albert had arrived home earlier that day, a stain was noticed on Gannon's light switch. Letecia excused it away and cleaned it, but surely now he wondered what else she had missed and what might be seen by others. Letecia had been in control of the situation, but some time after she and Al met with detectives, something or someone had taken that control away. And if ever there was a situation when Letecia needed full control, this was it. She grabbed her cell phone to text Detective Jessica Bethel. She could pull this off. This detective underestimated her. Letecia Stauch. Dr. Letecia Stauch, the smartest person in every room. But it was Letecia who underestimated who she was up against. Detective Bethel was a more than worthy adversary, and Letecia was about to hand her probable cause. Between 2:08 and 2:54, Letecia to Bethel. Can we talk soon? I appreciate all your hard work. I have information. Gannon was upset about the candle. I didn't know that he had cut himself with it because he had on a blue undershirt and a long sleeves. And he had a small burn area. I did too. When we came back inside from the smoke, there was blood on both of us. I didn't know what to do. I was scared I would get fussed out about it, and I didn't know if he should go to the doctor. I kept trying to add the candle thing, but Albert kept saying it was small and minor. I was scared. Basement was smoky, and when I threw the covers on everything, we both had blood. You don't understand how hard it is to be a stepmom. I get judged for everything, and he was scared for being grounded. So then, the next day, this is where I need to talk to you. The spilled candle was found outside in a trash can, intact, unbroken, so Gannon did not cut himself on it. Bethel responds, Okay, can you come in to talk? Letecia, yes, I'm sorry. I wasn't ever hiding anything from you. You don't understand the pressure I get put under about not doing enough. Can you trust in me and let me meet you in the morning? I'm so tired. I haven't slept yet. Bethel, we can talk in the morning. Is there anything I should know since we are still out looking tonight? During this text exchange, Letecia searches Google. I want immunity because it was gang related. And she also visits GregHillAssociates.com. On an article titled, Be Careful About Being Granted Immunity and Not Testifying. She continues to text with Bethel. Letecia, I did not hurt Gannon. I did not put him in harm's way. Bethel, is he hurt? Letecia, I don't think so, because I keep faith. Keeping. But I need your help to really make sure everyone knows I would never hurt him and did not in any way. Bethel, what time can you come in today after you sleep? Letecia, I don't want you upset with me for all your hard work and everyone else's. I ask that you please protect our house and us from anyone that may be dangerous to for me giving extra info. She then corrects it to us. And as soon as I wake, Bethel, what information do you have? I can't protect anyone from anything if I don't know what it is. Come in at 10 a.m. at the office of the sheriff. Letecia, okay, I will be there. Can you please not get me for not giving all the details that I knew to you at first? I know people do it a lot and it gets frustrating to you, but I'm a victim as well and didn't want to be forced to take a test at some doctor's office. Bethel, we can talk more about that when you come in. Letecia, do you have to release person info? Corrects to personal, to media and online, like as in with me? Say, for example, a friend of mine had an abusive spouse, so she had to cover up everything. Asking for a friend. Bethel, I don't release information. Letecia, as in she is working but is off having quiet time. Okay, thank you. My husband wouldn't ever looked at me the same knowing what happened to me, and I couldn't tell him in front of you, and I know he would act in a violent manner. See you tomorrow. I mean, today. Bethel, okay, see you soon. We will talk later. Please get some sleep. Letecia, okay. So I don't forget, let me add this on here so I can remember to tell you. Gannon and I were working together because Albert always works. So I will explain things that you may have had concerns about, but were and had a plan because even though she wasn't the best, it was more than what Albert did because he was always working or sleeping and didn't spend any time with them. At 2:56 a.m., Letecia texted a 360 area code picture of a Sky West job application and said, I never sent you what I received. At 3:20, she drafted an unsent message to her mother. No, just upset because they keep freaking out on me and everyone in his family acts like I know where he is and won't tell. After that message, there is a 4-hour break in her phone use where Letecia finally may have gotten a few hours of sleep. But at 7:04 a.m., a 910 area code texted, Hey Tisha, how y'all doing? Letecia replied, Oh, sorry, I'm at home. I'm doing okay. Between 7:19 and 7:24, Letecia to Al, My chargers are in your car. Can I please have them? Al, sure. Letecia, can you get it? I don't have any battery, and Sadie needs to go out really bad. Al, no. Letecia, please? I'm not trying to cause any trouble. Al, I need the truth. Letecia, I already did what you asked. You are the one who wouldn't wake up. Al, wake up? I haven't slept in days, and that's manipulative to say you told me when I was sleeping. Letecia, I wasn't knocking you about sleeping. I'm sorry. I was saying I did what you asked and you were tired. Al, what I asked? I asked you to tell me the truth. Letecia, Albert, I'm not getting yelled at by a bunch of people. I told you I would speak to you in person. I went in there and said, Hey, are you ready now? Last night, and you told me no. Al, I was asleep. Let me in now and tell me. Letecia, the door is unlocked. From 7:50 to 7:59, Letecia to Al, can you please come here? Can you please take Sadie out? Can you tell Landon to come here? Can you please take Sadie out? Please? I'm ashamed. Letecia told Albert her new story about Gannon's disappearance. A few minutes later, at 8:15 a.m., Albert called the sheriff's office to report Letecia's new story. At 8:25, Letecia to Harley. Please come get Sadie. My phone is about to die. At 8:35, deputies arrived at the home and spoke to Letecia in the basement. At 9:50, Letecia and Harley left the house in Harley's Jetta. They drove to the airport where Letecia had parked the rented Kia Rio the night before. Deputies were there gathering information about the rental when a worker came inside and reported a strange occurrence. Letecia and Harley drove up. The worker happened to be outside. Letecia handed him the keys without explanation, got in the car, and drove away. Harley testified that her mother was paranoid during this trip, constantly looking behind them to see if they were being followed, and instructed her to stay under the speed limit. Harley drove to Massage Envy, where she was scheduled to work a shift. She clocked in at 10:21, and Letecia retrieved her Volkswagen Tiguan that she had left parked nearby overnight. She was already late for her 10 a.m. meeting with Detective Bethel, but she needed to stall for a bit longer because she wanted to wash the vehicle before driving it anywhere near the sheriff's office. She texted Bethel at 10:25, "I'm on the way." Bethel, "Okay." Letecia, "Here shortly. Sorry, had to handle some things because my family's getting harassed and threatened, and my daughter's safety is now in danger. She is getting threatened online, and my family." Bethel, "Okay, we need to talk about that. Where is she now? Are you okay? Just checking to see." During the police downloads of the phones, no threats were ever found. From 11 a.m. to 11:59, Letecia's phone and car leave Massage Envy and travel towards the sheriff's department. 11 o'clock, Letecia to Bethel. "Resend the address, please. I found it." Bethel, "Okay, how long until you're here?" Letecia, "It says 10.8 miles. Bethel, "Okay, great." At 11:03, Letecia called her sister Amy for 19 minutes and 36 seconds. 11:26, Bethel, "Where are you? Would you like a coffee or soda?" 11:36, Letecia, "Died. Diet. Parking. Thank you." Bethel, "Okay, where are you parked? Do we need to make sure a meter gets fed? Do I need to validate parking?" This was a clever text from the detective, so deputies could locate the vehicle ASAP. Letecia, "I'm not sure. That's what I'm trying to figure out, where to go." Bethel, "You can park in the garage behind the building and I will validate for you." At 11:57, Letecia, "What's the name again?" Bethel, "Office of the Sheriff." Letecia, "I'm here. They said you would be out shortly." As soon as Letecia entered the building, deputies surrounded the vehicle and photographed it and guarded it while a warrant was signed to seize it. The drive from the car wash had not been long enough to dry the vehicle, so deputies noticed water droplets. Dirt and dust remained on the roof, revealing that Letecia had only focused on cleaning the sides of the vehicle. At 12 o'clock p.m., unaware that her vehicle has now been seized and a search warrant was being conducted at the home, Letecia began her interview with Detective Bethel. The interview took place in what they refer to as their soft room. It includes comfortable furniture and a patterned carpet rug. It's a cozy atmosphere, more like a pleasant conversation with friends rather than an intrusive police interrogation. And that's exactly how the interview proceeds. It's absent a good cop, bad cop strategy or pressure being put on the suspect being caught in lies. Detective Bethel and Detective Houston simply allow Letecia to speak and to tell her narrative in her own way at her own pace. And she does. For nearly 4 hours, Letecia informs them of her new account of events, all while sipping soda and eating a Hot Pocket provided for her. Up to this point, Letecia attempted to manipulate her husband with hints of an internet stranger with Gannon, but she never once mentions this to the detectives. She had a few clear goals with this interview. Number one, to paint herself as the perfect doting mother. Number two, to make them view Albert as abusive and irrational, to give herself an excuse for not sharing this information sooner. And number three, to end suspicion of her by claiming she was just as much of a victim as Gannon was. She begins with the candle incident, going in great detail about the supposed fire and her rescuing Gannon, how upset he was, hinting that Gannon was scared of his father, and as an excuse, why she cut the square of carpet that night. She claimed she did this as a favor for Gannon, to keep the secret from Albert. In this new story, before setting out for Petco the following day, Letecia drove around the area where new houses were being built, and there she met a man named Eduardo, who agreed to go to the Stauch residence to fix the carpet that Letecia had cut. She uses a manipulation tactic, admitting and faking guilt to something minor to distract from the larger guilt. He tearfully exclaims repeatedly, "It's all my fault. It's all my fault because I gave him the code to the garage. It's all my fault." In her new story, when she and Gannon returned from shopping, Eduardo was waiting inside the home. Attacked, sexually assaulted her, hit her in the head multiple times, causing semi-blackouts to excuse the gaps in her memory, and then he kidnapped Gannon. She crafted her story to explain evidence that they may find. She claimed Eduardo was hiding in the storage room, where she had hidden Gannon's body. She claimed Eduardo attacked her in the storage room, and then in Gannon's room. To explain any of Gannon's blood, she claimed that Gannon jumped on Eduardo in an attempt to help her. There was a glaring hole in her story, which Letecia addresses because she said Albert pointed it out when she had told him the story that morning. During this supposed attack, Lena got home from school, and Letecia acted casually and sent her to check the mail. She now claimed she did this and did not ask for help or go for help in any way because the man had Gannon, and she feared that he would kill him if she did so. After recounting her story the way she wanted to tell it, Detective Houston began asking questions and wants to go back over the attack in more detail. Letecia takes offense to this and plays the victim card. In an attempt to end the detailed questioning, Letecia says we need action, not questions, and offers an exam, assuming that since 2 days had passed, it would be too late for evidence collection. But she was wrong. Detective Houston informs her that no, it's not too late, and yeah, they could still do the test. Letecia suddenly didn't want any more questions. She came in, she told her story, and now she wanted to leave. Although she had been read her rights at the start of the interview, she never asked for a lawyer. Detective Houston attempts to stall Letecia, and then Detective Bethel. But when Letecia finally left the room, Mitch Mahalko was waiting for her, where he took her phone from her and informed her that a warrant was being signed to search her phone and her body for potential evidence, and that she is now being detained, waiting for the warrants, because they have her at the moment for false reporting. How dare they force her to stay in that room when she wanted to leave? In typical Letecia style, she manipulated the situation. She faked a panic attack and chest pains, so EMS are called to check on her. Once they informed her that her vitals looked good, they asked if she wanted to go to the hospital, and of course she said yes. She successfully got out of the room. Detective Jessica Bethel now had her number one suspect. It had started the night before, when Albert shared his fears and suspicions. Letecia's own behavior sealed her fate. Letecia successfully manipulated Albert during the first years of their marriage. This behavior had worked for her to a degree her entire life. So when she walked into that interview room, she must have had some level of confidence that she could redirect the detective's suspicions. When detectives detained Letecia and seized her cell phone, rather than coddling her like a victim, they became her enemy. The 4-hour interview is worth watching to witness the manipulative behavior, and I will provide a link to the video in the description. As a murder suspect, the smart move would be to hire a lawyer and exercise your right to remain silent. Fortunately for detectives, Letecia's personality made that impossible. It appears that Letecia was unable to relinquish control, even to a lawyer. I say this because it is clear that Letecia understood that hiring a lawyer was appropriate and somewhat expected in her situation. She mentioned a few times in this interview examples of how she imagined an attorney would advise her. And as the next video will reveal, she continued to threaten with an attorney. And not just any attorney, Jose Baez, who famously helped accused child murderer Casey Anthony to be acquitted of her crime. Because Letecia did not hire a lawyer, rather than this ending the display of her manipulation, it elevates her already monstrous and bizarre activity to an even higher realm. In the next part of the story, Letecia packs up and leaves Albert and transports Gannon's body across the country. And, under the direction of the FBI, Albert records hours of Letecia's deception, as well as harsh cruelty to the man who once loved her, the man whose beloved child she had brutally murdered. Thank you for watching. I apologize for this video's delay. I suffered an injury and experienced some health issues, but now we resume, and we'll finish Letecia Stauch's saga with a few more videos, recounting Letecia's fleeing, her arrest, and her trial, all of which continue to be bizarre stories. And as always, I ask for loving thoughts and prayers for Gannon's family, and a moment to remember him. Love and light to you all. We'll see you next in part 6, Cruel Cargo in a Moving Van.